Hello and a very good morning to all our viewers. You're watching the morning news show with me, Sakshi Singh Litoria, here on CNN News 18. Let's begin this bulletin with the politics surrounding that women's reservation bill. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday announced the women reservation bill, or the Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam, in the Lok Sabha, and it will finally become a reality, with the Lok Sabha taking it up for the discussion. After a 7-hour-long debate, it will be put to vote. Some of the speakers for today are Sonia Gandhi, Smriti Irani and Mahua Moitra. Amid debate over the bill, a credit war has now broken out between BJP and Congress, while other parties have also expressed their reservations over the bill. Former Congress President Sonia Gandhi, when asked about her reaction on Union Cabinet approving the bill, said it is a Congress's bill. She said this is ours. The Congress has further called it an eyewash with the focus only on polls, and it has also criticizing the implementation, which will take place only after delimitation. Now, on the other hand, BJP has said that they have finished the unfinished agenda of the Congress. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has described the bill's passage as an Agni Pariksha, or trial by fire for MPs.
Finally is coming. Women's reservation bill. Finally is coming. Women's reservation bill.
The name itself, tells you the intent of the government. Matri Shakti Vandan is something that Prime Minister has always spoken about.
I am extremely elated that on the occasion of Ganesh Utsav, when obstacles find solutions, the decades-old agitation by women to get a political space which is constitutionally mandated today fructifies under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi. As you know, in his governance agenda, either as Chief Minister or as Prime Minister, he has always ensured that women, their rights, their needs and a life of dignity is paramount for his government and his governance agenda. Be it toilets, education policy, he has done much for women and also given the clarion call for women-led development. But this is a manifestation of how women-led development translates into or transitions into leadership, which is constitutionally supported, so that this country in the future also builds on the strength of the women of the country.
The first time the Women Reservation Bill was introduced in the Parliament was in 1996 under your government. Now, after 27 years, we are seeing that it is going to be a historical day. It is going to be tabled in both the houses. How do you see this? Do you feel proud that it was first introduced, but nevertheless it never seen the day?
At least yesterday, the Prime Minister has taken the decision in the Cabinet to give a final shape so far as this Women Reservation Bill, which was pending from 1996. So I am happy the brothers and the sisters, mothers of this country will have the benefit, so that what they are all wanted, the reservation bill which I have moved in 96, though I have written several letters, and Arun Jaitley, Sushma Swaraj has tried their best to see that the bill is passed in Rajya Sabha about 2010. Now finally, our present Prime Minister has given a shape and the matter ends.
It has been a long pending. We've been waiting for this bill for a very, very long time, and our leader, Dr. Kalaignar, and the present Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu have also written and insisting that the bill should be passed. But today, when we saw the bill which was tabled, I think many of the women felt very let down, because they have many conditions and it looks like we have a lot of hurdles to pass. They will take a census and then delimitation and then the bill. So when will it be implemented? It leaves a very, very open-ended timeline for the bill to be implemented, and reservation for women doesn't look like it's a possibility in the near future.
In the past also our party had opposed this bill, and the reason of opposing our bill was that we wanted a sub-quota for OBC and for Muslim women. Now unfortunately today's bill that is in President August House does not include an OBC women quota, neither it includes a sub-quota for women.
Says there has to be first a census, then there will be delimitation, and after that the reservation will happen. Very disappointing.
Why didn't the government really want the bill then?
It's a tokenism.
Government, the way it approached the bill, I mean, they did not take anybody into confidence. No parties were consulted. No political consensus was built. So will that become a hurdle? And the main issue of OBC, which was earlier, the main reason why the bill got stalled, that is not addressed either.
Now, CNN News 18's managing editor Zaka Jacob spoke exclusively to Telangana Governor Tamilisai Soundararajan on the women's reservation bill. Listen in to that conversation.
Somebody who is a big advocate of reservation for women. One of the first decisions, ma'am, that's been taken by the Modi government in this new parliament building is to bring the women's reservation bill. As a woman who's been a woman politician, has been around, has been doing political work for a very long time, as a karyakarta, then as a state president, and now as a governor, what does this moment encapsulate for you?
First of all, I thank our Honorable Prime Minister for making the dreams of lakhs and lakhs of women into a reality. And this will motivate more women to take part in the politics, in the social life, and the society will be benefited. Because when a woman is in the public life, definitely the society will be benefited. And I can imagine that Tamil Nadu will have more than 13 MPs, 77 MLAs, and there will be 179 parliament members, women parliament members, and more than 1,362 MLAs all over the country.
Okay.
And this is a great lead by our Honorable Prime Minister, and it's a great leap in the Indian politics.
So there are questions really also being asked, ma'am, by the opposition. Two questions. One, if this whole thing is going to come into effect only post 2026 and perhaps the first general election will be the 29th general election, then why the hurry? And second, also this tricky subject of quota within quota. So SC/ST women will have 1/3 of the SC/ST reserve seats reserved for SC/ST women.
As our former President Abdul Kalam says, dreams transform into thoughts, and thoughts transform into action. So this transformation into action may be different types. And 15 years, and I really appreciate it, because the women should get empowered. And when they say that it will be under rotation, and that is also actually when we see it is positively, it is positive. When we negatively see, it's negative. So women will have the pan-state presentation. It is not confined to one state, one parliament constituency. So the women will have opportunity to contest from different parliament constituencies when it comes on rotation. So let it take it as positively.
All right.
And another thing, we need some time, because I belong, even though I am occupying the vernacular post. I was the president of BJP, and when there was no constitutionally 33% reservation was not for the legislative post, but the party had 33% reservation for the party posts. So women like me were able to emerge from the karyakarta to a leader.
Over the past number of weeks, Canadian security agencies have been actively pursuing credible allegations of a potential link between agents of the government of India and the killing of a Canadian citizen, Hardeep Singh Nijjar.
And as of today, and as a consequence, we've expelled a top Indian diplomat from Canada.
Canada provokes India yet another time. India-Canada bilateral relationship has hit a headwind after Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau claimed a potential link between the Indian government and the killing of a Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar in June this year. The Indian government has strongly dismissed the Canadian government's accusations and called it as absurd. Amid escalating tensions with India, Trudeau has stated that he is not looking to provoke India or escalate tensions, but wants New Delhi to take the killing of a Sikh separatist with utmost seriousness. After Canada expelled an Indian diplomat following Trudeau's remark, the Indian government asked a Canadian diplomat to leave India within 5 days as the Canadian High Commissioner was summoned by Ministry of External Affairs. Official reactions from US, UK and Australia have been very cautious. Without mentioning India, all these statements have broadly expressed deep concern and called for the legal process to continue in Canada.
As I've said, India, the government of India, needs to take this matter with the utmost seriousness. We are doing that. We are not looking to provoke or escalate. We are simply laying out the facts as we understand them, and we want to work with the government of India to lay everything clear and to ensure that there is proper.
I would utilize the remarks made by the spokesperson to say that the allegations are completely absurd, that India does not have a policy of assassination either within its soil or outside. In fact, on the contrary, we have been asking for the extradition of this internationally known terrorist since 2020, and the Canadian government refused to extradite him, although we had produced evidence. Therefore, to insinuate that the government of India in any way could have masterminded or orchestrated the assassination of this terrorist is a charge that has been completely challenged and rebutted.
For the Canadians, there has been a persistent but unconfirmable rumor, a story, if you like, within the Khalistani community in Canada, which, as you know, is large and very active, that this was not some local gangland killing as it first appeared, but rather that it was a state-sponsored assassination by the Indian government. Now, they were not able to produce any evidence of this, which didn't stop them making the accusation loudly and often. How can he do this without revealing his evidence? I don't think he can, because I think that what's going to happen tomorrow and the next day and the next day is the pressure is going to mount to say, well, what is this evidence? Why do you say these allegations are credible?
Government of India has strongly rejected the accusation made by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau regarding the involvement of Government of India in the killing of Khalistani separatist leader Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Post this statement by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, Foreign Minister of Canada made statement announcing the expulsion of senior Indian diplomat in Canada. Indian side has strongly rejected the accusation made by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, calling it absurd and motivated. Indian side also mentioned that how this is an attempt to shift focus from the issue of Khalistani terrorists and anti-India forces living in Canada. Also, Indian side, in a quid pro quo manner, summoned Canadian High Commissioner to India, and perhaps he was conveyed that Indian government is also expelling a senior diplomat at Canadian High Commission who was involved with the intelligence wing. And now India has given time to the Canadian diplomat for 5 days to leave the country. Right now we are reporting from outside the High Commission of Canada, and this entire stretch has been cordoned off. The security has been briefed because there is an input that some nationalist groups can come to protest at the doors of the High Commission, and this is perhaps the reason that this entire stretch has been cordoned off.
Well, we are staying with the same story. We have received a major development as far as Justin Trudeau's remarks against India and India's response is concerned. We have a stern response coming in from US's side towards Canada. Now, according to the reports that we have just received, the United States has refused to join Canada in announcing the results of a probe into the killing of a Sikh leader in Canada, stating that it is underscoring the lens the Biden administration has gone to avoid antagonizing India. That's the word coming in from US's side as far as the accusations from Justin Trudeau against India is concerned. I have CNN News 18's Abhishek Jha joining me early this morning to give us more details about that. Abhishek, over to you.
So we have seen that Justin Trudeau, Canadian Prime Minister, had expressed his desire that the issues will be raised at the G7 meeting, and the group of leaders who have been acting like a bloc, and Melania Joly, the Canadian Foreign Minister, has also raised the issue that she will be raising this issue in New York among the G7 group members, the alleged role of Indian agencies in killing of Nijjar. But it doesn't look like there have been many takers, at least for now, because we have seen some statements coming from US, UK and Australia also, where the countries have expressed their deep concern over the alleged links or alleged evidences that Canada has called for the role of Indian agencies, but they have avoided taking names of India or mentioning Indians in their references. And also now it is being reported by Washington Post that Joe Biden administration has avoided being part of that joint, probe or joint communication where Canadian Prime Minister wanted G7 members to be part of that, announcing the result of a probe into the killing of Nijjar. So clearly, the kind of diplomatic relationship India has with other G7 members other than Canada is working in that direction, where the countries are not going to be swayed by what Canada has only been saying. Remember, even now, Canadian Prime Minister has not given any evidence of his alleged links that he has been saying about the Indian agency's role in killing of Nijjar. In fact, Canadian opposition leaders are also demanding more facts and more evidences, because whatever Canadian Prime Minister has so far said, it is just his statement. There has not been any substantiation of the allegation that he has put against India, and this is one of the reasons why countries have been very cautious about expressing their concern or reacting on something that Canadian Prime Minister has been urging against India.
Well, Abhishek, thank you so much for bringing in all those crucial details. We'll keep coming back to you for more updates on that story. Right now, we are shifting focus to another piece of breaking news coming in, this time from England. As the country is celebrating Ganesh Chaturthi, disruption of Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations in Leicester with the use of excessive force by Officer Adam Ahmed of Leicestershire Police has been reported. Hindu priest was actually pushed around and was asked to come to one side for questioning. This video that we are flashing on your screen shows that the priest is looking a little confused and stressed. This is what has happened in England, and this report is coming in from Leicester specifically.
Don't touch me! You're the one who hurt me. And you just come with me for 5 minutes. No! Away from all. Nay, guide on Jarunati. Sir, I just come there. Come there. Okay, 3 minutes. Sir, listen to me for a minute. Do not touch our priest. Don't come that close to my priest. Do not touch our priest. Do not touch our priest. Stand back.
It's quite disturbing that the priest is being pushed aside for questioning, where people are protesting and telling priest not to go anywhere. They actually said it in Gujarati that the priest doesn't have to go anywhere. But as you can see, the police force was used against him to push him aside and ask him certain questions regarding the Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations. Right now, it's time to slip into a very short commercial break. Stay with CNN News 18 for more such stories and developments right on the other side.
G7 nations have agreed to join Mr. Trudeau in issuing a joint statement against India. Mr. Trudeau, we have been told, and perhaps reports are telling us, Akanksha, that from last 1 week he was lobbying hard to get at least one or two of these countries from the G7 grouping on his side to issue a strong statement against India, or perhaps to issue some sort of a joint statement so that pressure can be built on India. But none of these countries, Akanksha, have agreed for it, and instead of that, UK has said that they are going to continue with the trade talks with India. In fact, Foreign Secretary James Cleverly wrote on a social media platform without naming India. The same was with United States of America. They said that they want investigation to take place and perpetrators to be brought to justice, but nowhere India was named. Australian Foreign Minister did name India by saying that they will convey the concerns to the Indian counterpart. But then again, that was not a strong statement. And when the question was asked to Prime Minister Tony Albanese, he said he replied in a very casual manner by saying "chill out" to a reporter. So it looks like that.
Right, it clearly seems like as far as the fallout on the international stage and impacting India's overall relationship with other countries as far as members of the G7 nations is concerned seems negligible. But the question still stands out, Siddhant, considering India and Canada share people-to-people connections, deep people-to-people connections, also not to forget the flourishing trade and economic ties. What is the anticipated fallout so far?
That's right. So, Akanksha, I've been speaking to people living in Canada, and trust me, they are in constant fear. And because of this particular position which Mr. Trudeau has taken, even the divide in the society has become deeper. So there are moderate seats, there are seats
provoke or escalate. We are simply laying out the facts as we understand them, and we want to work with the government of India to lay everything clear and to ensure that there is proper process. One of the things that is so important today is that India and the government of India takes seriously this matter. It is extremely serious, and it has far-reaching consequences in international law and otherwise. For Canada, as I said yesterday, we're going to remain calm. We're going to remain grounded in our democratic principles and values. We're going to follow the evidence and make sure that...
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Now let's shift focus down south to the on-standing war between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka over Kaveri water. A day after the Kaveri Water Management Authority ordered Karnataka to release water to Tamil Nadu, Karnataka's Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar are now planning to hold a meeting with representatives from all the parties in Karnataka with the centre in Delhi today. The Congress, which has been blaming BJP MPs for not pressurizing the central government on the Kaveri issue, will discuss its current situation due to severe rainfall deficit in the state and importance of seeking immediate intervention from the centre on Kaveri water sharing, permission clearance for the Meghdadu project and the drought situation in the state. During the meeting, Karnataka proposed releasing 3,000 cusecs while Tamil Nadu demanded 12,500 cusecs of water. Eventually, an agreement was reached to release 5,000 cusecs of water for the next 15 days, after which the matter will be reviewed again.
The fact is, they are putting the people of Kaveri belt in problem. It is not the government is in problem. Government is happily doing its other jobs, transferring and doing all these things are there. They are putting the people in problem. There will be no water in summer for Bangalore. Have anybody thought over it? And farmers, a lot of crops are now drying up in our area. More than 1,04,000 hectares. They should have that spine to fight it out on realities. Tamil Nadu is not coming on table. After nearly 20 long years of deliberation, tribunal has given order and notified, and through that CWM and CWRC has been now formed. But anyhow, if Tamil Nadu comes to talk, in spite of all this, it's most welcome.
See, on one side, they release the water without actually worrying about the farmers of Karnataka. Other side, they go to Delhi and try and meet the different MPs and MLAs and act as if they are not responsible. This is in a way they are trying to shirk their responsibilities. So our state government, led by Mr. Siddaramaiah and Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, they have to take responsibility of their actions. They have to ensure that interests of our Karnataka farmers are protected. Instead of going here and there, they have to see what legal ways have to be taken.
So a big meeting expected there in Karnataka, where Karnataka actually wanted to release just 3,000 cusecs of water to Tamil Nadu, and Tamil Nadu demanded 12,500 cusecs of water, but the agreement later was reached for 5,000 cusecs of water to be released for the next 15 days. We'll have to see what exactly transpires there. But for now, it's a wrap from my side. Stay with CNN News 18 for more such stories and developments from the nation and around the world. Thanks for watching.